Hey, welcome to Fanboy and Critic. And since our channel has pretty much doubled, at least in subscribers since last week, a lot of you are very new to this. If you don't know what Fanboy and Critic is, we go see new movies, and the Fanboy here gives what's working well in the movie, and the Critic here gives you what's working poorly in the movie, and then at the end we tell you what we really thought.
I'm Joel Ortiz, and I'll be your fanboy.
And I'm Sam McClure, I'll be your critic. This week on Fanboy and Critic, we went to go see Midway. It's starring Ed Skrein, Woody Harrelson, Dennis Quaid, Aaron Eckhart, Mandy Moore. There's a lot of people in this movie. And if you don't know, if you can't tell by the title, Midway is about the Battle of Midway in the Pacific Theater of World War II. All right, Jay, Roland Emmerich and his giant cast of basically A-list actors. What do you think they were doing well in this movie?
I think they did a really good job with the story. I think they really built it up really well. It starts off with a lot of action and Pearl Harbor going down. That shouldn't be a...
That's not a spoiler, that's history. It's just history.
Okay, yeah, it's definitely not a spoiler. And you immediately want revenge. And I thought that was the best part. You definitely wanted to see some action, and you definitely get a lot of action. And that's what I really enjoyed. I think the first part of the story was kind of boring for me, but when they finally get to Midway, that's when everything turns around and guns start blazing, and I absolutely loved it. I thought all the actors were really good. They played their parts as best as they could, and I give them thumbs up for that. And I thought the CGI sucked. I think they dropped the ball on the CGI. I thought it could have been a lot better, and I thought there was a lot of parts they could have just filmed actual real things instead of using CGI. So, take it away.
Take it away. Yeah, this movie, overall, I think my biggest concern is how bland it is. It's like, we need a generic war movie. Like, we need 2 or 3 of them a year, and this is just, I'm gonna forget about it in the next week. They have so many characters, but it's actually a detriment. It's not like a Black Hawk Down where all these guys are together. They're all across the globe doing different things, and we don't need all of them. We definitely don't need all of them for the story to work. We mostly follow Ed Skrein, and they should have just stuck with that. Overall, it's a very long movie, and the story structure is not, they didn't assemble it correctly. We start off not quite at Pearl Harbor. We get all this like preamble stuff that we don't really need. You could have started off at Pearl Harbor if you wanted, and it would have gotten us right into the action. We would have understood these characters' motivations immediately versus adding all these different things. It hit a lot of the war movie cliches. Like, oh yeah, you know, this is my last trip, I hope nothing happens. And like putting your wife's like picture up in the plane. It was like, of course that something bad's gonna happen. Like, all of the cliches are out there. I think the dialogue was pretty bland and on the nose. Yeah. It didn't feel like real people experiencing this. And like you said, the CGI, I don't think it was poorly done. I think there's a lot of production value and effort that went into this, but it was very clean.
Okay.
Like, that's how I describe it. It's a very clean CGI, so it doesn't feel real because it's too perfect. It's like too perfect of a warship to have ever existed. There was no flaws in it. Okay. So that's what kind of stood out to me with the CGI. I think there are a lot of good things. I mean, they got a lot of really good actors, and I think the actors' performances did as well as the dialogue would let it. I just think it wasn't assembled quite correctly in a way that pushed the story forward at a good pace, because it was kind of slow for an action war movie. Yeah. It felt really slow and it felt really long. All right, this is the part of the show where Jay tries to convince the critics to go see this movie, and I try to convince the fanboys not to go see it.
Critics, you're gonna wanna go watch this movie because this is a historical event on the big screen. I mean, we've seen Pearl Harbor, and now it's Midway. I mean, that's one big reason I went to go watch it, just because I wanted to experience it.
Did you think it was a sequel to Ben Affleck and Josh Hartnett, Pearl Harbor?
No, I didn't think that.
I would have watched that.
I would have definitely watched that.
Yeah, exactly. All right, fanboys. This is a very generic war movie that you're gonna forget about. Save your $20 or however much it costs in your hometown. It costs about $20 here, so save your money. It's a very forgettable action movie. Now onto the ratings, and for all the new people that have just joined us, our rating system goes from anger to crap to why to like to amazement and then to love.
I was gonna say like, but I'm definitely at a why. I didn't hate the movie or anything. I didn't think it was crap. But I'm at a why just because why make this film? I mean, we had a 3-hour Pearl Harbor movie, and that's good enough.
For several weeks in a row, we've actually been on the same page, so I'm gonna stick with that. I think you're right. Why make this movie? You put a lot of money, a lot of effort into it. I just don't think you got a good product out of it, whoever's watching that made this movie. All right, fanboys and critics, thanks for watching. Stop liking and subscribing and commenting on this videos. It's too much. I can't handle it.
But make sure you like, subscribe, and comment below.
Don't, no, it's too much.
And we'll see you for our next review.